So I'm finally going to be selling my beloved Panasonic GH5, which I've had for years. I've had it from new. I'm going to be breaking away from the Micro Four Thirds system and sticking with the full frame cameras from Pani, such as the S1H and the S5-2X, and whatever they bring out in the future, or so I thought. Now, when the GH7 came out and Panasonic sent me a copy to have a play with, it got me thinking, that camera is absolutely exceptional. The only thing with it is the Micro Four Thirds. I've become so used to full frame now, but it really got me thinking because I was going to be selling my 20-year-old Canon glass and all of my Micro Four Thirds lenses. So before I did all of that, even though I'm going to be still selling the GH5, I wanted to see how these 20-year-old lenses and the old Micro Four Thirds lenses worked with the GH7 before I finally sold it. But how did they get on? So first of all, I want to talk about the Canon lenses, and in particular, the Canon EF70-200L 2.8 IS USM lens. This is 20 years old. I've had it since new, since 2004. It's an exceptional lens. It's still in mint quality. The glass is absolutely superb. It's built like a tank, and I'm really reticent to get rid of it because it's such a good lens. So when I kind of got hold of the GH7, I wanted to see how well this would work with that camera using the amazing Metabones Speedbooster, if you can see that. So this is about £500, or it was when I bought it, and it allows any of my Canon glass to actually go onto a Micro Four Thirds camera. So I wanted to test this lens and the 70-200, if you can see that, sorry, the 24-70. I wanted to try those lenses with the GH7 to see if it's actually worth me getting rid of the GH5, getting a GH7, keeping the Metabones and the two Canon lenses, and see if they actually worked with that. Now I'm going to show you a quick clip now of a motocross race on Weymouth Beach, in which I filmed the entire thing with just the GH7, the Metabones, and the Canon 70-200, mostly set at 200mm. I wanted to see if this was fast, accurate, silent, and if it would actually track the subjects. And I had the camera set to motorbike and the specific crash helmet throughout the whole day. So I just want to show you this clip now, and then we'll come back and talk about the other lenses. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. It was great fun on the day. The weather wasn't brilliant, but I've got to say the camera and the lens worked flawlessly. But also I was filming in slow motion quite a lot, and then I slowed it down even more using Topaz, which I'll leave a link down below. So I went there specifically to test this lens and to test the software, and this lens really performed well. As far as I could see, it was locking onto the bikes really easily. It was doing fast capturing the action really well. It wasn't kind of losing focus. It did on maybe one or two occasions, but that was over a few hours over the day. So overall it works really, really well. And I'll give you another example. If you look now, you can see as I film down this fence into the distance down at the Radipole Lake, and you can see how it locks onto the people at the back. And then when I bring it back again, it sticks onto wherever I'm pointing really quickly and accurately. It stays on focus right up to the very closest point. So for me, it worked really well. And to be honest, I was going to be selling all of this. I was going to be selling my Canon 5D Mark IV, all of my Canon lenses, and the GH5 and all of the Micro Four Thirds lenses. And I was going to be sticking with the S5 which I'm filming with now, the S1H, and then the S1H Mark II or the S2 whenever it comes out. So I was going to go full frame with super fast phase detect autofocus and get rid of everything else. But when I got my hands on the GH7, I've got to say I was blown away. It reignited my love for Micro Four Thirds. And the best thing, when I used this lens with the Metabones Speedbooster, because this is a 0.71 times magnification, it turns this 2.8 lens into an f2 lens. So the depth of field, the bokeh is really strong. So you get that real shallow depth of field. And I was blown away. It was absolutely brilliant. So it's really got me thinking, because the GH7 is just an incredible camera. If it was full frame, it would be the perfect camera with everything it's got, from 32-bit float to all of the masses and masses of different frame rates and kind of codecs and things like that. It's pretty much got everything that a cinema camera should have. So having an f2 lens on there makes it kind of almost full frame, because you get that bokeh, that fantastic depth of field. And also I tried the 24-70 with it and it worked just as well. It was really quick and accurate. So I'm really at a bit of a loss at the moment, because rather than get another S5 IIX, I'm really tempted to get the GH7 because of everything it's got, internal RAW recording as well. It's just an amazing camera. So coupled with these lenses, the quality is superb. And to be honest, most of the time I don't use phase detect, I don't use autofocus. I'm either doing interviews or commercial work where it's real slow work. But doing that motocross, I got some incredible shots. It locked on so well, and the bokeh was really fantastic. So I'm in a bit of a quandary as to what to do. So how did it work quickly with these other lenses? I know it works well with the Canon lenses and the Speedbooster. So I wanted to test 3 of the other lenses. Now I've got the, it's the Olympus 12mm, which I used to use on the DJI Inspire 1 drone. So this is a fantastic lens from Olympus. It's an f2 12mm, so on Micro Four Thirds it's a 24mm lens, and it worked perfectly. It worked really well, super fast autofocus as you'd expect, and it was dead silent. So I've got a fantastic 24mm lens for the GH7 if I was to get one. And I've got a 45mm, which was also used on the drone. This is it's a 1.8 45mm, so it's equivalent of 90mm on the GH5 GH7. And again, it works well, but this is a lens I don't necessarily use that much. I'm not really into portraits, but it would be good for certain landscapes if you want to close in a bit. And it worked, again, the autofocus worked really well with that. But surprisingly, my favorite lens on the GH7 away from the Canon glass, in fact, maybe even above those, was the relatively cheap 14-140 lens. Now, this hasn't got a fixed aperture. It goes from, let me see. So this goes from f3.5 to f5.6. So when you're closed right down to 14mm, which is the 28mm equivalent, you're at f3.5. And then when you zoom it right out to 140 or 280mm, you're actually at 5.6. So you haven't really got particularly wide aperture. But what I noticed with this, it was incredibly stable. Because you've got the super stabilization in the GH7, this has also got the power OIS on the lens. And it was amazing. I could zoom right into equivalent 280mm lens, and it was absolutely dead still. And when I moved and stopped, it would stop absolutely and focus really quickly, and it would just be as stable as you like. And you can see as I go down the houses, down my road, just how kind of quick it locked on and stopped. It was just so accurate, but you've got multiple kind of ways you can use this lens. I had it on the highest setting for stabilization. So when I stopped, it stopped dead. But you can obviously have that, and you can change all the parameters to have it a much slower kind of stop. But the focusing was absolutely rapid. It was so quick, and the stabilization was amazing. And the trouble is, I was so enamored with the 70-200 during the motocross, I forgot to have this on, or put this on. I had it in my bag, and I was going to use this as well and compare it, but I was enjoying this so much I forgot to put this on. But I can guarantee that I would have got some amazing shots with that. So I'm going to kind of keep this. I might keep them all, because I'm really thinking about getting the GH7. But at the end of the day, it's really got me thinking. I didn't know the GH7 would be that good, or it would get me hooked so much. So what I might end up doing is selling the GH5, keeping all of these because I've already got the lenses. I don't have to sell these and then buy more expensive lenses. I know this works really well as a fantastic, really high quality lens with the GH7 with super fast autofocus, super high quality. And because you've got that crop, you're cropping through the outside, so you're getting the best of the lens. Same with the 24-70. And then I've got these lenses as well, absolutely brilliant. Now the lens I didn't like with the GH7 from Canon is the EF50mm 1.4. Incredibly noisy, didn't like it very much, didn't use it at all. So I'm not really going to be using that. So if I do sell the 5D Mark IV, I'll sell it with the 50mm lens and perhaps even the 16-35. I didn't try that because the autofocus is a little bit iffy on that lens. But overall, if you're thinking about getting the GH7, I recommend that you use the Lumix Loan system where you can actually take it, borrow it for about 3 days. Now, if you're going to do that, I'd recommend you book it for the Saturday because then you get the Friday and the Monday. So I had that lens for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and it went back Tuesday. But they actually gave it to me for an extra day, so I had it for Thursday as well. And I didn't want to put it down. It was the most fun camera with the most amount of features I've ever seen in any camera. It's just brilliant. Go on there and actually look to hire the camera because even if you had it for 3 days, it would give you a really good idea as to whether you want that camera or not. And you do have to pay something like between £450 and £500 deposit, which you get back straight away. As soon as I sent the camera back, within 2 days, I got the deposit back. But it's really clever system because it got me thinking about 100% buying that camera. It's brilliant. So if you're on the fence and you've got some old Canon lenses, I would 100% recommend trying it out, hiring the camera, because you can also hire the audio on top as well, the DMW-XLR 2, I think it is. You can hire that as well, which has got the 32-bit flow audio system. You don't pay any extra for that on the actual deposit. So definitely worth hiring those, trying it out, and if you've got some old Canon lenses, maybe even hire a Metabones Speedbooster if you can get hold of one and try your lenses on that, because I can guarantee you'll be blown away by the quality of this. And if you've got a slightly newer 70-200 like the Mark II or Mark III, it'll be even better. But I was so impressed with this 20-year-old lens on a brand new camera with micro four thirds system that I'm seriously considering getting that camera. Okay, so I hope this has helped. If you've got any questions down below, please leave them. I'll do my best to answer them, but just take it from me that the GH7 is one hell of a camera.